YouTube.com/Tim Westwood TV. Yo, Tim Westwood TV, Capital XTRA, Kelvyn Colt, baby. Good to see you, fam. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Let's get it cracking, man. Congratulations. Freestyle ringing off.
Thank you.
For that. And congratulations about the tour.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So you make it happen in the UK?
Yeah, London is like home to me. I lived here for probably in London for 2 years and outside of London, like Milton Keynes area, Buckingham for 2 years when I studied there. So, yeah, it's like my home.
Yeah, exactly. So you put in work in the UK.
Have to.
And then obviously in Germany itself, you are crazy big.
Yeah, well, there's always, people who are bigger, but we're having a good momentum. We're building a movement. We're building a community, and where it's more about having a in-depth relationship with the fans rather than just, quickly going viral and then disappearing. It's something that we will build up over time, and therefore it will last during a longer period.
Man. And you've got real fans here selling out shows as well.
Amen. Yeah. My first show, like my first ticketed show ever, was in London. It was in Hackney at Oslo.
Right.
And that isn't a massive venue, but like it's sold out, and it was weird because it's the first ticketed show, so people paying £10, £20, whatever to come out and see you. Like. I've played a bunch of festivals and lineups and club shows, and that's always a different thing because you don't necessarily know if they all come for you. But like a show like this, right? They come for you, and it's a whole different experience because you do a meet and greet afterwards, and you talk to everyone, and you get to know the faces and the stories and the personalities behind the views and the followers and the streams, and it puts everything into a different perspective. Very humbling and very honored because there's a unlimited amount of music out there, so that people choose to listen to me and to come to my shows. It's like it's crazy.
Great moment, man.
Amen.
And let's be passionate about the fans, man.
Yes.
Because without them, we're
That's
nothing,
the key.
man.
Absolutely.
Exactly, and respect that. Now, you rap in English and Germany, and you flip back and forth.
Yeah. So, I started out only in English, rapping and writing songs in English. But here and there, I incorporate a few German lines. Like even earlier when when I was freestyling, it's like a back and forth sometimes, a playfulness. I think that's sort of the result of growing up bilingual, speaking English and German. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of people out there in the world who can relate to that, be it, that they're whatever, half Polish and half British or half Turkish and something else. Like, I feel like my generation is so multicultural and international. I think I'm just one of like the first to start incorporating that, especially in Germany. But on a grand scheme of things, like if you look at other countries like Albania, etc., there you have loads of people who make music in English and their respective language. So I think it's very dope.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And, not only is it a great moment for you, it's a great moment for that, the German rap scene, which has been around for a long time now.
Absolutely.
And is developing. I mean, your style is slightly different from what a lot of mainstream artists do in Germany, in the sense that, some of those cats are quite, very, very trap orientated, very, hardcore.
It's just, a lot of them follow, they want to keep it real to themselves, or at least to maybe what they think will work, will sell. And that is like the same thing that I'm doing in terms of keeping it real to myself. So, what you hear, what you see is what you get. That's who I am.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the authenticity is really key. And I'm not trying to, like in Germany, a lot of people, they follow a certain narrative of what they think a rapper should sound like, look like, dress like, behave like. So that's why you have a lot of people who sort of sound the same or have the same aesthetic. And I think that is what stops a lot of these very talented artists from realizing their full potential. And if they were to, realize their full potential, I think German rap could cross the borders and, be celebrated outside of that. A great example is like when members of 187 is like a very prominent rap group in Germany. They uploaded some videos to Worldstar, and like they broke a record, I think, with the gathering like the most amount of views within 24 hours. And, they didn't even rap in English. So people are on a global level very interested in what is happening in different countries or also in Germany. But I think for it to have longevity, they need to create a uniqueness in terms of sound and aesthetic, something that doesn't feel like, okay, we have this in France already, we have this in the US or in the UK already, and this is just another country imitating what we're doing. Like, they need a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, very much with the UK, with the new urban sound of what we're doing over here, is like, now that we've come into our own sound, it's
absolutely
like phenomenal, like the biggest form of music there is, you know, outselling US artists.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, even when, I just came back from LA 3 days ago, and we were out there talking with people and having meetings and sessions and stuff. And like, a lot of UK artists are known out there. Like, somebody who everybody knows out there is Young Bane. Definitely, like, everybody's, oh, is she Young Bane? Yeah. Octavian is obviously popping. Skepta. There's loads of people, you know, Stormzy. Then within like more sort of the fashion world, you have also people like Flohio, who are newcomers, but already like a name to people. So it's very interesting how just Europe in general, not only the UK, but Europe in general starts spreading on a global level.
Yeah.
I think it's very dope.
Yeah. Exciting times, man.
Yeah.
Powerful movement. Do you think that, so you've got no hesitation that, right, with the German language holding you back, man? Because if it sounds dope, it sounds dope.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. I mean, as I said, like, majority of my music is in English. Here there are German lines, but that's just, I guess, you know, sprinkling a bit of my heritage in there. With the new music we're going to release, there's also going to be Pidgin in there because I'm half Nigerian.
Fantastic.
Right?
Yeah,
so
for real.
Gotta
handle yours, man.
You know, I start talking now,
okay? Yeah, for real, man. Let's not front on that, you know, that Lagos connect, man.
Oh, definitely not.
And there's a lot of US artists like Kanye spending time, ASAP Rocky spending time in Germany. Future was just there a minute ago.
Yeah, it's I think particularly Berlin is very interesting for a lot of people. Also, a lot of people out here, because it is you know, you have London here, out here in Europe, then you have Paris and you have Berlin, and there's a lot of interesting stuff happening there, fashion-wise, but also in, you know, within music. And Berlin used to be very or predominantly known for electronic music. You know, you have venues like the Berghain, etc. But there's a lot of international stuff taking place there. And I think it is artists like myself, but there's a whole bunch of us who are at the forefront of making Germany and, you know, cities like Berlin more international. And
you've got to understand that those big cities, like, as you say, London, Paris, Berlin, they're quite different from the rest of the country, man.
Absolutely. They're bubbles.
Like, their energy is like different, man.
They're bubbles.
And very cool cities as well, family.
Absolutely.
Very cool cities, man. So you've got LH914. You released that's London Heathrow flight number.
Exactly. Yeah, that was my one-way ticket when I left Germany to
come
move
here
to London. To move to the UK, and that was, I was 19 at the time, and it was probably the best decision I've made.
Yeah, exactly.
It changed everything for me.
And when you were in the UK, I mean, you said in the freestyle you was up in Hackney on a couch. Who were you linking in those days, man? Because we met at Bucks University. You opened at a show we did back in the day.
A few years ago, a whole bunch of people. You know, Koji, Radical, Bilingual, Flo Hio, Skinny Malone, Solo. There's like Greatness Jones.
Yes.
There's so many.
So that was your clique that you connect with, like your artists.
And it's interesting because now obviously I travel a lot. I play, you know, shows in the States, Switzerland, God knows where, and it's like when we played Frauenfeld, which is a massive hip hop festival in Switzerland, I bumped into Nines, and I was like, oh shit,
exactly.
You know, and we started chopping it up and talking and and then last time I came over here after tour, you know, went to see him on Church Road, and it's like, it's super interesting how you build relationships and connections, and then irrespective of you traveling a lot, like when you come back to London, like when I come back home, I get to meet my people again, and it feels like I have a family out here. Yeah, man. So that's very dope.
Yeah, and it definitely seems a great connect between Germany, UK, and Nigeria, man.
Yeah.
So you're definitely in a good place. So you've got the tour, and then what's the next step? Touring again in Germany?
Yes. So after our small UK tour, it is a a bigger tour with more dates in Germany and then the rest of Europe. So, you know, France, Spain, Italy, Netherlands, etc.
And then the debut album?
At some point, definitely. I don't know. I feel like the music industry and the way we consume music and create music has changed a lot. So I will definitely work on an album at some point, but I don't think necessarily anytime soon. I'll be more about EP, singles, mixtapes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you look at like how Stormzy, for example, did it, right? He was one of the biggest names out there, not only in the UK but on the international level, and that's when he dropped his album. And even Skepta has obviously, he had a decade-long career and dropped loads of tapes and so on. But like what people perceive to be his album was Konnichiwa.
Yeah,
and so I'm not saying I'm going to take a
no
decade.
hurry,
but
man. Hit people with those hits. Bury Me Alive out there doing great work.
Amen. Yeah. That was my second Colors session, and that like changed definitely a lot for me. Yeah.
What's the concept between Mind of Colt tour?
Yeah. So Mind of Colt in general is a way of letting people have a look or experience what is going on inside of me, my heart, my mind, my soul, dreams, aspirations, fears, and it is about being vulnerable and personal and building a personal connection with my community, my fans, however you want to call it, and so it involves music, live shows, but even goes beyond that, and it's all about adding value to people's lives and having purpose, because a lot of people create stuff, but it's just noise. They do it to please the algorithms or to please their labels or whatever. But I feel like as an artist or creator, you have some form of responsibility over what you put out to the world, and there is some form of impact and repercussions from your output. So I'm not saying everybody should be a conscious rapper. Not at all. It would be very boring. I love to turn up. I have turn up songs, strip club songs, all that shit as well. But it's more about just being aware and doing things with purpose,
Excellent, man. You spent much time in Nigeria?
The last time I went was a minute ago. I celebrated my 16th birthday there.
Okay, oh cool.
And that shit was
And is your
wild.
dad in Nigeria?
No, he's in Germany.
In Germany, cool.
Yeah. I've been there a few times, but I gotta go back.
Yeah.
Oh shit, talking about Nigeria, shout out Kidda Cuds.
That's my
peoples as well.
Good people, man.
Yeah,
he's doing work. Who else you connected with over here this time around?
This time around, I can hardly see anyone because we have a promo run and then touring. But it's gonna, you will see there's quite a few songs that are gonna come out with some dope people from here.
Cool, fam. Look forward to it, man. So you're doing collabs with UK artists. I think that's the way ahead, man.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, Kelvyn.
Thank you for coming.
Good to link after all this time from Bucks Uni, man.
Amen.
Thank you, fam. Too much for TV, fam.
Hey, love.